Alright, today we're going to talk about dividing with decimals. But before we talk about dividing with decimals, we need to talk about parts of a division problem. I'm going to create a little problem really fast. Now first, the number outside the box is called the divisor. The number inside the box called the dividend. And the number on top called, nope, that's not right, quotient. Now it's important that we know the parts of a division problem as I explain how to do it. Now, first example, let's do a problem very similar to that. Now, I still have a 6 and I have 36, but the problem with this is in my divisor, I have a decimal. This isn't 6, it's 600ths. So, in a division problem, the divisor must always be a whole number. Now, technically, it could be an integer, but it can't have a decimal or a fraction. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply by 100 powers of 10 to make it a whole number. This becomes 6. But the property of this, it's similar to a fraction. In a fraction, whatever you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. In a division problem, whatever I do to the divisor, I do to the dividend. And what am I going to put in the empty spots? So this problem technically now becomes 3,600 divided by 6. And I can divide and get 600. And that would be my quotient, my answer, 600. Now, what if I had to do this problem, again, I have a decimal in my divisor. I'm going to multiply by 10 on this one. But on a division problem, if I multiply the divisor by 10, I'm going to multiply the dividend by 10. Now this gives me 124 divided by 6. I'm going to erase this and write a little higher so I can show you the work. 124 divided by 6. Excuse me. And on this problem, 0 and 2 0. Now I know we just got rid of the decimal, but on this problem, I have a remainder. Now there's two ways I could tackle this. One, my answer, quotient, could be 20 and 4, 6, or 20 and 2/3. But if I wanted my quotient, my answer, in a decimal form, I can add a decimal here and a 0. Bring it down. 6 will go into 40 6 times. Add another 0. As you can see, we have a pattern here. I'm going to keep getting the 4, and it's going to keep on going on forever. When I have a pattern, not if it just goes on forever, but if I have a pattern that goes on forever, it's called a repeating decimal, and I put a bar above it to signify that there's a pattern that goes on forever. Now this right here, 0.66666, when it goes on forever, is equivalent to 20 2/3. All right, well, there's another example. Now, let me do one more. Just say I had now, as you can see, I have a small issue here. I have a decimal in my divisor, so I'm going to multiply by 10, because I just need to move it over one place to the right. In a division problem, whatever you do to the divisor, you do to the dividend. This problem now becomes, Mr. Hewlett, look, I got rid of the decimal, but I still have a decimal in my dividend. That's absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is bring it straight up. My answer quotient is 0.7 or 7/10. Again, I can't have a decimal in my divisor, but I can have a decimal in my dividend. All right, well, that's our lesson for dividing with decimals. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to email me, and I can make another video. Thanks.